Today is September 7th, 2022. My name is Rob Carr of Kalamazoo Right to Life, and this is Pro-Life Week. Well, I kind of want to touch on some of the same themes I mentioned last time, going back to Joe Biden's hate-filled, divisive speech from last Thursday. And I'm reminded too that about 2 weeks ago, he called. Well, I suppose he was thinking of MAGA Republicans, but he was lumping us all together in this basket of deplorables like Hillary Clinton. That we are semi-Nazis, and we are extremists. I think of myself. I'm not an extremist, but we are extremists. We want to destroy democracy. We want to enslave women. We are filled with hate for our fellow Americans. We want to take away people's rights, their personal rights. And we are extreme. Of course, everything falls back to abortion. We are extreme because we oppose abortion. So I kind of want to link the word extremism and abortion, because the other side, they just automatically go to that. That's their go-to argument, is that if you're pro-life, you are an extremist when it comes to abortion. You're an extremist. How is saving lives extreme? I mean, that to me, that's the bottom line question. How is my effort to save an unborn baby's life, how is that extreme? To turn the argument around, is killing an innocent baby extreme? Well, I would argue it is. When you think about, giving life or taking life, abortion takes life. Two beating hearts go into an abortion clinic, and only one comes out because the baby, the other patient. When you think about an OBGYN, the baby is the second patient. It's not just the mother. The baby is a patient. And all through prenatal care, the doctor's making sure that mom is eating right and not taking medicine or aspirins, or she's not smoking or drinking or taking drugs. He or she, the doctor's making sure that baby is getting the best nutrients and the best life as that little baby grows in the womb. So yeah, the baby is the second patient. But obviously, to the pro-abortion people, the baby is not a patient because the baby does not exist. And I've said before, the baby doesn't exist. So back to my question: how is killing an innocent baby not extreme? We live in a modern society, but are we enlightened to some of these concepts of like decency or morality, justice, protecting the weak and defenseless, love, compassion, self-control, personal responsibility, kindness? I can go on. Those concepts are what build societies. Biden talks about wanting to preserve democracy and preserve the soul of America, the soul or values of our country. Well, how is killing a baby defending the soul of our country? Or the values, the deep values in American society? Yeah, killing a baby. Preserving a woman's reproductive right or bodily autonomy to kill her baby. Is that preserving the soul of America? I would argue not. So my next point, my closing point, has to do again with the Michigan Supreme Court. Yesterday they heard They heard the case on the Reproductive Freedom for All's petition. Their I would say invalid petition form because of all those run-on words. And the case was presented to the court yesterday, and they will decide either Thursday, tomorrow, or on Friday, because Friday is the deadline. They must decide by Friday, because Friday is the cutoff point. If things are going to be going on the ballot in the state of Michigan, the wording, the names, everything has to be done by Friday. So obviously the court is under the gun to get this decision settled by either Thursday or Friday. And so continue to pray for these justices. All we need is one of the 4 Democrats to vote with us that the referendum, the petition drive, I should say, the petition drive that was circulated across the state for the last 5 months was invalid because of all the typos and all the run-on sentences, or I got a word of 70 letters long because they strung 7 or 8 letters together as one big word. And the argument by the pro-life attorney was that word with 60 letters in it, that's not a word. I mean, it's just not a word. Now, what is it? What was the Mary Poppins supercalifragilisticexpialidocious? Well, yeah, that's a word, but that's only a word in a song. That's not a word. But that's basically what we were dealing with the length of these run-on words on that petition form. So we just need one justice to at least face the issue objectively. I mean, that's all I'm asking is for these guys to look at this issue with objective eyes. And if they look at this objectively, they must conclude that the form was invalidly prepared from the beginning. If they want to fix it, they got to start from scratch over again and revisit this issue in 2 years. But and I was talking to someone else today, and we both agreed that if the pro-lifers, when we did our dismemberment petition drive 3 years ago, if we had printed out petition forms that had run-on words, if we had 7 or 8 words all strung together without spaces, I would have expected the Board of Canvassers to have rejected that form with a 4-0 vote. I think the 2 Republicans on that committee would have said, no, Right to Left in Michigan, you failed to give us a valid petition form. Sorry, guys, no luck, you're done. And the 2 Democrats obviously would have done the same thing. They would have rejected it. But here, politics played a hand because the 2 Democrats on the Board of Canvassers, they saw no problem with run-on words. No problem at all. Oh, I can read this. It wasn't a word. These are not words. Anyway, enough of my ranting, I suppose. Continue to pray for the Supreme Court, the Michigan Supreme Court, that is, that they do the right thing and not certify this ballot proposal to be a referendum in November. With that, I'll let you go, and I will see you next time.